Welcome to today's show. My name is Jesse Malin, and I help you make your best relationship. This will be the last YouTube video on having the whole video focus on shadow work, those shadow aspects of us. If you're new here, click the link above. Maybe it's over here. I don't remember where it's at. I'll figure it out. But there'll be a link for a playlist. You can see all of the episodes we've released so far on the shadow and those aspects of ourselves that need healing and how we can heal ourselves, fix our relationship with ourselves in order to make a better relationship with anyone else. And with that, we'll continue on with today's episode. So in the last episode of this shadow work series, I specifically wanted to talk about attachments and how attachments weigh you down and keep you from getting what you want to have. It's just another aspect of the shadow, a part of ourselves that maybe we're not necessarily ignoring, but a part of ourselves that we don't acknowledge. And because it's not acknowledged, it's hidden away and it's affecting us. Just how it is. It's just going to be affecting us. So let's define attachments. Attachments are anything, it could be a person, a thing, an outcome, a desire, anything that you give meaning to in such a way that you become dependent on it. Or if you lose the thing, that it causes a trauma, an upset, a reaction instead of a response from yourself. And that's an attachment. That's kind of the definition we're going to use as we continue the rest of this video, is this with attachments. So here's a couple of examples of what an attachment might look like for you in your life. Let's take a sports team. And people that are crazy about sports teams, they love their team and they want their team to win. When their team doesn't win, they get really upset and it affects the rest of their day. Or let's take someone who's really likes money, really attached to money, and when they lose money, they become very upset and it ruins the rest of their day. But attachments could also be people, like your spouse, your significant other, your children, things like that. And losing one of them might become life-changing and traumatic in a negative way because of those attachments. And let's talk about that just for a minute. Some people might think, well, you know, I should be attached to my loved ones. I should care about losing them. And yes, you're right, but also we're going to differentiate the two. We're going to talk about the difference between attachment and let's take love. You know, when you care about someone, when you love someone, they're two separate things. Attachment comes from a place of fear. And if it's coming from a place of fear, then that's coming from a place of manipulation. It's coming from a place of being disempowered. You don't have your power. And you're coming from a place of limitation. That is an attachment. Love, on the other hand, that's one of the most powerful emotions we can feel and channel and operate in our life and experience here on earth. And that is an amazing thing. Love is an amazing thing. But they're two separate things. So attachment is hanging on to something and fearing losing it. Love is enjoying something and valuing and making quality. When you're loving a person, you're spending quality time with them. You're doing things for the experience. And you're enjoying that time with them. That's love. Attachment is fear. And so they're completely opposite. So now let's talk about the last thing that I want to talk about with attachment. And that is its exact opposite. And that is association. This is the definition for attachment and association that Siri from Apple gave when I asked what each one meant. She says, association means to connect with something else in one's mind. Connect with something else in one's mind. Attachment, on the other hand, means to join someone or something without being invited. And that's a huge part here. Let's talk about energy really quick. Energy is always flowing. It's always moving. You can speed it up, you can slow it down, but energy is always moving. It's always doing something. That's how the universe operates. It's the same with our emotions. It's the same with our life experience. It's the same with everything we're surrounded by. Everything has a flow. And when you are attaching yourself to someone or something, you are trying to contain that energy. That could be the essence of a person. That could be an experience or an outcome or a desire that you're trying to manipulate and force or coerce into happening and staying and keeping and having. We don't ever really have anything in life. Nothing's really yours. The only thing that I guess technically really is yours is your consciousness, is your understanding. It's the only thing you're going to take with you. Even your body. You're going to lose your body when you die. Like, you're not going to take anything with you. You don't own anything. You can't actually have anything. All you are, all we all are stewards. We're just stewards over things. We're stewards over our house. We could be stewards over our kids for a while, stewards over our dogs or pets or animals, and we're just caretakers. That's what they are. And they give us experience. This whole life is to expand, to learn, to grow, and experience. But when we're attaching on to something or someone, we're trying to slow that down, contain, and have that because we're afraid of losing that. Again, it's coming from a place of fear. But on the other hand, when you learn to associate with something, that is when you start to experience things in a new light. You start to become more fulfilled. You start to find more joy. You start to be okay with a simple truth, a universal truth that change happens. Things happen. And you learn to go along with the flow. You allow that energy to flow freely through yourself. And when you allow that energy to flow freely, when you let go of those attachments, you no longer have that disconnect, and you heal those aspects of your shadow that are keeping you from being your real, genuine self. You come from a place of being a lower, lesser version of yourself, and you heal that, and you start living authentically again. And again, when you live authentically, that is when you create an environment for others to do the same. And when you're creating that environment, that is very conducive to a happy, fulfilling relationship. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. And with that, I hope you make your best relationship.